Welcome back, everybody, to the MUTMen podcast, episode 163. It's been a while since I hit that intro, man. What's going on with you, got Fox?
Oh, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Not as good as your week, though, from what I hear. Let's hear this text message.
Wait, who out here spilling the beans?
I tripped over, just like Kevin, on the carpet and spilled the beans all over the rug.
Okay.
So that was me. That's why you got a big spot there.
I got you.
Let me hear it, Tex. You
All right.
promised me a good one this week.
All right, I got you, bro. I got you.
Give me the juice.
I promise and I'll deliver. All right, so this is a story about Tex finessing his way out of a situation that could have been disastrous. All right. So every week I play D&D at the same place. Before we go,
God damn it!
This is a setup to the actual story, right? It's a setup.
Okay.
So we go to the same liquor spot to get like a bottle before we go play D&D because you want to play drunk. That's like the most fun you're gonna have. And so one of the ladies at the place, my buddy Brandon, always tells me is checking me out. Like, yo, she's checking you out, man. You should ask for a number. I'm like, nah, it ain't even like that, bro. Not even like that. And so I just never like did anything of it. And then so I saw her, the same chick that works at the liquor store at like the store like 2 days ago. And so I figure I'm gonna go ahead and shoot my shot, go ahead and make my homeboy proud. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up on her and I'm gonna talk to her. So I approach her and I'm like, hey, you're this so-and-so from this place. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, what's going on? I'm me. And
did you do a Texas intro? What's
going
on?
I didn't want. I'm not trying to say my name, so I'm trying to like.
I got you.
I'm trying to like be.
Use code text for 10% off.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Use code. Just whatever. But so I'm like, I'm me, and I got a question for you. And then soon as when I got a question for you out, you know who pulls up in a stroller or in a cart? Her man and her 2 kids.
Oh.
So now I have to finesse the way out of the situation. I'm like, okay, what do I do? And I'm like, my buddy wants to know if y'all got a subscription package at y'all's location. And she was like, nah. And I'm like, bet. Have a good day. And I walked off. So it was almost disastrous.
Better than my ex chickens. We are like, oh shit, I shit myself. I'm out. So that's a much better way of going, Tex.
That would have been probably a little better than a little less awkward.
Yeah, man, that's unfortunate. Well, at least now you know.
Oh yeah, oh no, yeah. It's like one of those things, words I never said. Now you know that. Even though I tried to shoot my shot, it just like the instinct I had originally was like correct. But like, nah, bro, this is not worth it. Not worth it.
Well, here's the thing. Maybe she still was checking you out. It's okay to check the goods, right? As long as you don't feel up the merchandise.
I guess that's the one way to look at it. Unless it depends on your spouse, right? If your spouse out here getting mad at you, you can't do that. You gotta have a cool ass spouse for that.
That's true. Maybe it's an open relationship. You never know today. It's modern love, dude.
You never know.
David
bro.
Bowie sang all about it.
Everybody got what do you call it? The polygamy going on? No, not the polymorphism, whatever the hell they call it. The Power Ranger type stuff relationship they got, where they just kind of just choose whatever they want.
Hey, how about we introduce the guest this week?
We should do that, right? We got guests. Mega cast.
Talk about a multi-dimensional relationship here.
Yes,
we got multiple people.
Yep.
Next, let the people know.
All right, so we got a guy that we had on a while ago. He's making his second appearance? Lemon?
Yeah, second or third.
All right,
one of those.
I don't know which one it is. Probably third. But don't mess it up this time. Last time he was on, he actually maybe have to export or not export to had to convert a file for like 6 hours over. So don't mess it up this time, bro.
Talk about that.
This is the last time.
The FBI showed up at Texas's place. They had a few questions for him.
I had to look up so many YouTube videos how to convert. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why? I was about to just cancel that podcast that week. I'm like, I'm not about to upload this. It's too much work. Supposed to just be here talking and edit easy, but nah, it was all good though. But yeah, he's a good talker, so we're gonna have him on to go ahead and debate Fox about the draft promo. And we also got another guest on you guys love as well. We got my man Wheelz, aka partner with Outlaw. What's up, man? How you been?
Just chilling. Have I been on the most times?
I think Kralo has number 1. I think you've been on like 4 times though, haven't you?
Maybe, I don't know. I've been on a few times.
Yeah,
quite a few times.
Quite a few numbers. Like we get you on like twice a year or so, right?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
Yeah.
You got a standing, what you call it, a standing reservation for the podcast. You can show it whenever you want to.
Very much.
We got. He has his own personal table. He walks to the kitchen for. It's like Goodfellas.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So our agenda is short, but the topics are deep. We're gonna talk about the draft content because that's kind of the big thing when this podcast goes live. You know, the draft is probably. Would you say the draft's probably the third biggest event in the NFL every year? Super Bowl, opening day, draft. Would you say it's the third one, or is there anything else that's bigger? Right, Tex?
It's probably the draft just based off of like how people believe it's important because like everybody thinks the player they drafted is really good. So it's like a really good day to be positive because no matter who your team's gonna draft, you're gonna talk yourself into them being good.
Yeah, I agree. As a Steeler fan, watching all the first round cornerbacks fail out.
Like Dolphin fans are somehow talking themselves and saying Minka Fitzpatrick was a better pick than Derwin was. Like, no, he wasn't, but like they somehow talked themselves into it.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to talk about the draft, and that's going to take a bit. We're going to talk about kind of like Madden 19 in April and what our feelings are. We'll sum up a little bit of Kralo's podcast and our thought on that. Then some other miscellaneous stuff near the end. You know how we tend to ramble on. So I think up first, I want to hear all three of your opinions, and I'll ask you on the draft content so far. What do you overall think of it? And is it a disappointment? I want to hear from Wheelz first. You know, do you think EA fucked the pony on this one, or is it solid? Give me what you thought is.
Well, this morning I hated it. I absolutely hated the promo this morning. Just, I couldn't believe how many collectibles or whatever, players, whatever they're calling it, you needed for every set. I thought that was pretty wild. But I think they made up for it with that new the reroll set that they added, or pack or whatever. I don't even know what to call those. Packs? I guess they're packs.
Yeah.
So I think they made up for that, especially since it seems like the odds are pretty good to get a high draft pick. So I think it's better. I think the packs, the bundle they put out, I wouldn't touch that, but I think adding that reroll set really helps out.
Yeah, so like, why do you think it took EA a couple hours to do that?
Because of people tweeting at them, be like, "God, this is bad."
So you think that was you don't think that was pre-planned, those sets? Or
I
those
think
rerolls?
I think the rerolls were planned for draft night.
That's probably
Because they mentioned there's gonna be packs on draft, like limited time packs, and I think part of that was gonna be they're gonna drop those packs at the beginning of draft night. But yeah.
So do you think we're gonna get other packs draft night?
I don't know. I think I'm hoping we get like blitz offers. That'd be cool. With the picks.
Yeah.
I think that's what they are now.
Like
whatever the promo packs are, or the promo currency is now.
Yeah, picks for sure. Like, so it's just interesting to see like we call it a blitz now, but aren't we just gonna get basically a clone of last year's draft?
Probably.
What was last year's draft?
It was basically, you know, a three guys had the master set. They were limited time cards in pack. Remember Fournette and Michael Irvin. We had solos that basically got us a free draft player, and then the cards were added into the game as they got drafted. So pretty similar. But like, what else? What would qualify as a blitz? For you, Wheelz, what would be like blitz? What do you mean by that?
Well, they could do what they did with the snow and just bring out packs to like the the platinum pack? They could bring that pack. Just maybe like, I don't know, just any sort of packs for cheap. They need to make discounted packs.
Did you see PlayStation got discounted points through the 30th? Like, it's like a third off.
I did not see that.
Texas, did you see that? You're on PlayStation.
What discounted on what? What for?
Your Madden points are discounted 2/3.
Word?
No, sorry, 1/3. It's 2/3 price. Yeah.
It's almost like I should not buy Madden points now. Like what? That's actually interesting. Why? I didn't know that. Let's see. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Like, it's funny because like it's cheaper to buy on PlayStation right now 12,000 points than it is to buy the 8,900 because that's $75 for 8,900 still. Then the 12,000 is $66.99.
Yep.
Wow.
Really? 12,000. Yeah. That's So it's
okay.
Big old value there. Lemon. Let me know, what are your thoughts on the draft promo after, Wheelz gave his. What do you think? Good, bad, what?
So the draft promo as a whole, I think they did pretty good. I like the 98s that they had out of the gate. I'm a really big fan of like the gold 99, so being able to like to power up the cards to 98 and get the gold 99, I think is kind of cool. I like the 99 Masters. I like that they added Telvin because go Jags, got to get a Jaguar in there. Um, as for the set that they added today, I don't like any of the sets that they added. The reroll pack, like for the 32,000 picks or whatever it was, I think that was kind of okay, and it made up for it. But as for that, I agree with Wheelz. I think that was probably pre-planned because I don't really think – because as quick as they came out with it, from what it sounded like last week on Kralos' podcast, it sounds like it kind of takes them a while to do like a lot of things. He said it takes like 4 hours to do a power-up. So I highly doubt they got something like this. I mean, as fast as they got it out – you would have to assume that they started working on it as soon as it hit 10:30 if it was like brand new today, right? You would have to assume that they started working out at it as soon as somebody tweeted Kralo at like 10:30 saying that the promo was bad. And then The Economist ran the numbers and got it to test so it wasn't glitched. I just don't think they could have done that in 3 hours. I think this was something that they already had, and they just released it. Got it ready to go live.
So it's queued up, ready to go, and then they just kind of like flip the switch a couple hours later. That's unlike EA though, right?
Yeah, but I think Kralo probably hit the panic button there because literally, I mean, everybody was pissed. Like, I didn't see one person that was like, "Oh yeah, this is fine," besides your video.
Yeah, like my video came out after the rerolls and stuff came into the game, but people were still saying into the afternoon, into the night how bad it was. That's where kind of my video is based off of. Like, I don't think it's terrible where it's at right now. The sets, like, I know there's a lot of complaints about the number of cards in the sets, but when you actually price out the cards, getting these guys, even though there's 72 of them, I mean, we've had large sets before. What matters about sets is not the numbers. What matters about the sets is the final number, the cost. So even though it's 72 of them, if they're 2,000 a pop, 140 or 144K for a whole set isn't that much for a 97, 98 overall, depending on what they go to. I don't know if they'll raise up or go down before the draft or during the draft. But that's not terrible price for a brand new card in the game for a new draft, because that stuff ends up going down over time, the reroll sets, the pick costs. So the economy still has to balance out, but the whole, like, I hate this because it's a large number feels very weird to me. Go ahead, Lemon.
So for me, the reason why I dislike it, and they've done this type of set before, I've never seen it done to this extreme where you need 72 of one card. But my problem is not the magnitude of cards that you need, it's the amount of one card that you need. And so the problem is when you have an auction house that's limited, you can only have 100 of each type of card up at one time. Like, it's only going to show you like 100 of them, right?
Yeah, but there can be 10,000 of them up at a time. You only see 100 of them.
Okay. I did forget about that, to be honest. But I'm still not a fan of having to get 72 of one card, because in the event that there's not a lot up, because I don't think there's a whole lot of these cards actually truly up. Like, if I had to take a guess on how many of these cards are up, I would say maybe like 200 of each card might be up of these low cards. I don't think that many people are actually like listing these things. Okay. And so if you have multiple people at once try to do the set, they're really not going to be able to. And what's going to happen is, if, let's say you want to do the set and there's not enough of like the number 2 overall pick up on the auction, you either have to wait or you have to go into the store and start doing the reroll set, which is like a 3% chance to get the card that you want, like just the one collectible. And then you have to do that over and over again. And I did the math on that earlier, and if you needed all 72 cards, like if you couldn't find any of them, which would be really rare, of course, but if you needed all 72, it would take you almost 8 hours of just re-rolling that pack to get all the cards that you need. And to me, I don't like that. I think it's kind of ridiculous to require that many of one card, especially because the packs are so limited. Like, the packs, you can only get 3 draft collectibles in them, which means EA is also relying on a crap ton of packs being pulled, like an absolute just like crap ton. So I don't know. I don't really like it. They've done this kind of thing before with Mutt Heroes in the past, and I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. I think now is even worse. So
Yeah. Much like communism, in theory, your complaint makes sense, but in practice, I don't see it. So, I'm just looking at one randomly, like Sony Michel right here. There's like over 90 of them up right now. Like, you can complain that there won't be enough, but in practice right now, people are pulling packs. Like, EA knows the pull rate, and that they're coming out of these packs. So it doesn't seem like these Sony Michels are going for like 1,500 coins right now. Like, if you're trying to put together the Patriots, or sorry, not the Patriots, but whatever pick number he is, number 31, like, it's not, I'm not seeing it. Sorry, it's out there. It's working. Like, I'm seeing it currently being fed on the block. You're not going to have to try and reroll for 8 hours. They're out there. Somebody else rerolled for them. Somebody else pulled them out of packs.
Well, I mean, but if you go right now, if you would go to do that set and you bought 72 off the auction, I don't think it would be completely refilled back up. So if, let's say, you do it and then Wheelz goes to do it 10 minutes later, the cards aren't going to be up there. And to me, like, in theory, it doesn't work. In practice, I guess it's fine because you can argue that these are top-end cards and not everybody playing the game is going to be able to afford these sets and, like, work towards it. But for me, like, I don't like it. I just don't think it's a good idea to have a set where, like, let's say there's 500 of these cards on the auction, like 500 of the number 2 overall draft pick, which I think is unlikely, but let's say there is. That means 7 people could basically do that set, and then the 8th person can't, and he just has to sit there and wait. And to me, when you have a game where you have tens of thousands of people, as EA likes to say, or maybe even hundreds of thousands playing the game, I don't know how many are playing it in April, but if you have that many people playing, which most of them at this point do have high-end teams who would be able to afford these cards, and you basically have a set design where it's really hard for multiple people to do the set at once, I don't think that's a good design. Because
So why are you only accounting for the people on the buy side and not the multiple people on the sell side? Like 10,000, we know there's over 20,000 people currently playing. We saw 26,000 plus people do the Gronk thing a few weeks ago, and that shit was a grind. So there's a lot of people still playing the game. Like, again, like, you're only counting on one side. These things are continually being listed by people rolling and pulling packs.
I mean, I guess that's fair, but I don't really know exactly how many people would bother to even list, like, the lower end ones that are going for 800 coins. Like, if I'm doing the draft reroll set and I'm trying to get a certain pick.
That's what the economy is for. If nobody's listing them, the price goes up. Guess what? People will start listing them. That's literally supply and demand.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but I don't know.
Okay.
I still don't like it.
Tex,
I'm not
what
a
are your
fan.
thoughts on the sets?
Right, T. So I don't really care about the sets. It's kind of annoying the fact that I have to buy 94 Bakers for the one overall pick, or I got to buy 72, 30, or Sony Michel's 131 overall pick. I don't like that because that just takes up way too much time. Because it's not like you can just buy these cards at once and buy them in bulk. You got to buy one, get the card, go back to the auction block, repeat process. It's the fucking most longest, tedious thing in the world. So it's not really. I'm not having any fun doing the set because it seems like a job at that point. So I'm not a big fan of the sets, even though you do get some good players. I'm pretty sure the draft players are going to be going from 99 overall to like 95. So
they are. They say that on them.
Yeah, the lower tier ones are going to be at 95 overall, which at that point. You might as well wait for the cards to be on the auction block later on down the line, because right now with 96 overall is like 140K?
Overall, yeah.
Yeah, so like if right now it's going to cost you like, I mean, it's a good deal, like 114K to get the if you do the Patriots set, so you'll make picks if that's what you're looking for at that point. But I just don't think that's worth the amount of time you have to spend collecting these cards. I don't care for that at all. But I think what we're missing here is the fact that like EA made people waste their time playing solos for nothing.
Why do you say nothing?
Because why would this is why you gotta start following your boy Tex. I bailed on the motherfuckers like 5 days in. I'm like, this is gonna be worth nothing. So obviously you make good coins if you kept pulling Baker Mayfield, but like you're playing solos every day for a goal. What I thought EA was gonna do was give you a one-time set that you gotta collect just random 32 wildcard players, and then you get yourself a 99 or you get a first-round pick, but a random one, just to reward you for your time spent playing solos. But what they did was, no, they're like, you can play these solos just to boost their engagement numbers, and at the end of it, you get basically nothing. Because like, unless you pulled a bunch of Bakers that you can sell for 8,000 coins, you just kind of waste your time playing those things.
To be fair, the daily solos technically aren't over though, so you could argue that they could possibly do that on draft night, like 32 wildcards, but I don't see them doing
but
that
I can
though.
just buy them off the auction block for 1,000 coins.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, they probably wouldn't do that.
So
it just wasted. They put a solo out where I think everybody thought was gonna reward something good, and they got your hopes up. And it says to earn a random Nat draft pick collectible, right? You play these solos, all this shit, and everybody thought you could get these and get something else down the line that's better. No, you just got a bunch of players that you weren't gonna use, and a bunch of players you can't even put into a set because it's not like you pulled 32 Baker Mayfields for knocking these things out. Or 28. Like, if you could have picked which ones you wanted and then had, like, a head start in today's set, then I get you. But the fact that it was random and you couldn't control who you were going to get just lets me know that, like, this was poorly played. This was poorly played. And I'm glad I didn't play those solos, man. How many did you play, Fox?
so I got a question. So the Natness. So I'm looking at this. Mm-hmm. The Nat collectible, is that the full player? Or is that one of them, like, Baker Mayfield?
That's one of the Baker
overalls?
Mayfields, the 83 overalls.
So the non-auctional tradable. I'm trying to find, because I pulled Baker the other day. I'm trying to find where my Nat one is.
I think they're auctionable now. I think they made
they are auctionable.
That was the big issue. Is when they came out, they were Nat.
They were all Nat when they first.
So that was like one of the big issues. Is they were Nat for like an hour, and then they changed
so they fixed that. Okay. Because I'm not finding my Baker Nat. Here's the thing. So these solos pay out 2,000 coins per solo. And then you also get a card. And the card at a minimum is 1,500, goes up to the 7,000 for Baker. Mm-hmm. So for a solo that starts in the third or fourth quarter, you're putting 5 minutes into it. You're getting 2,000 plus an extra 1,500 to 7,000. So maybe on average, a 4,000 coin solo for 5 minutes. That's not a bad ratio. Am I wrong?
At this point, yeah. At the end of the year, like, we don't.
You think 4,000 coins for 5 minutes is a bad ratio? How much time do you put into solo battles, Tex?
Well, I don't play solo battles anymore. But I'm just saying, like, what this was sold as. If people knew you're gonna get these bad players, and then you had like if you get these players, and then at the end of the grind, you got nothing to show for it, people wouldn't have played it. If EA would have been transparent about it in the beginning, I'm pretty sure they'd be like, hey, you get these players, but hey, you need 94 of these Bakers to get this set done. Nobody's playing these solos. They kind of cucked us.
But the solo itself is a good value, though, right? That's decent per time. I've seen way worse. Journey's way worse. This per time is actually not bad.
I guess if you need the coins and you want to grind that, but like for those that don't need the coins, like I legit thought this was gonna be for something bigger. I thought it was gonna be for like a guaranteed 97 overall, a guaranteed first round pick.
So you're saying that the marketing and the communication was bad. That I
because it said redeem these on draft night, and then they come out with a set today where you got to collect 94 Bakers to get to Kyler Murray potentially, which is just absurd because what's the like. People who grind probably got coins at the end of this, but not everybody pulled Baker. I pulled, I did this shit 5 times or 6 times actually, and I pulled 80 overalls, and 81. So like, at best I'd make like 3K a day doing that, which I'm just like, I got too much.
Depends which ones, yeah.
Yeah, I got way too much time just to not be playing those solo challenges. I make more doing the daily objective by kicking the field goal twice and doing a set and then buying a pack in the store. It takes less time.
Yeah, the thing is like, okay, so there's 28 of them. You get 2K in coins plus maybe a 2K coin card up. So 4,000 a day times 28. I mean, that's not bad. What is that? 160? Wait, can I even math? Yeah, 160,000 coins.
Yeah. But keep in mind, at the time, these cards weren't auctionable. They were Nat
for like 1 hour is what?
No, but I don't think that they were. I think they were supposed to be Nat, and EA realized, we can't do that. I think
you can't argue with me now that the way it was supposed to be, the way that it is.
I got you. I'm arguing, I'm just going based off their intent. Their intent was to fuck us, and then they had to correct it because we got mad. These cards were Nat.
Isn't that what we want? Like, they listen to
no,
us?
I get you that. I get you on that, but I'm not gonna.
They fucked up and they changed it.
I'm not gonna excuse the behavior of them fucking up and then correcting it. No, you fucked us on purpose, and then you got. Huh?
Who cares?
I do.
They rectified their mistake shortly.
It's not a dog. If
it's not about intent at that point.
They
listen to the community.
I'm still looking at the chat though, because like whose idea was it to be like, hey yo guys, let's give these guys Nat players and have them buy Nat packs to get these Nat players put into the set? Like, how does that go up the chain and get approved?
It doesn't go up any chain. It's the B team working on the game.
All right, how does the B team have all?
And they fixed their fucking game.
Well, how's the B team have all that power, bro? Because like all they did, like. This whole thing was just supposed to fuck us, and I'm glad the community got mad as they did because they actually went back and corrected it. But we also can't forget the fact that they this was the original intent, was to just give us nat players where you had to either play not even play solos, for buy packs and buy reroll packs to hopefully get lucky and get the card that we wanted. That was what their content was.
Sell all your content, get your 160,000 coins, and then buy it draft night.
But no, I don't. It wasn't to sell it. It wasn't to sell it.
Putting them all in and wasting your time.
Oh, I get you on that, but their intent wasn't for us to be able to sell these players. Now it is, but at the time it wasn't, because these cards were nat for the first 2 hours of the promo. I know they corrected it, but I'm not gonna excuse that, bro. I'm not gonna excuse this type of behavior from EA, because that doesn't make any sense what they did originally. A sane person can look at it and be like, yo, this is not a good idea, and they still dropped it. Like, it was a good idea. Like, they didn't see nothing wrong with it. Like, what?
I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. If they fixed it to make it good, I'm totally fine giving them a pass on them fucking up originally for them NAT.
I can't do that,
because it looks like they learned.
Oh, they definitely
outrage.
I agree. They definitely did learn about like what we wanted for this, but I'm just going back to this morning, waking up and seeing that it was okay. We knew we're gonna get draft players for this promo, and then when you go buy the packs in the store, players are still nat. So if you were trying to get this number 1 set done early this morning, you had to hit that reroll set forever until you got the 94 cards. And so I'm glad they made them auctionable, because if they didn't, this would have been just like much worse than it is. But you still gotta look at their intent. Like, I understand that, like I said, they fixed it.
What if that was a mistake? What if they didn't mean it to be that way? Like, we can't. What if something went wrong with a set and they had to take it down and then put it up later? What if their intent was to have like this the whole time, but there was just a bug with it? They didn't want to go live and have to do any maker edits and stuff like that. What then, Tex?
See, I would have said, I would agree. I'd be cool with that, but Cradle didn't say it was a mistake. Cradle said, we heard your feedback and we're seeing it's intent. So
if there's anything I could ever impart on working at a corporation, don't acknowledge mistakes. Just fix them and move on. That way, nobody gets blamed. Nobody gets dinged on their performance report or performance evaluation at the end of the year about mistakes. Just move on.
That'd be
Fix
weird.
It, move on.
That'd be
Say
weird.
nothing.
That'd be
Shoot,
weird.
shovel, shut up. It's how you deal with wolves in the north.
That'll be weird if they announce mistakes all year long. When it comes to this, this wasn't a mistake. This was by design. But we just like they've been announcing mistakes all year long, man. So their intent was to literally have us re-roll hundreds of thousands of picks trying to get these draft players. And then on draft night, they're gonna fuck everybody over and give us those sets where you can just buy them with scouts or with picks. They were gonna fuck us over, bro, because that's all they know how to do.
Okay, I
mean,
sure, whatever. We'll never know. We're speculating at this point, and
we
it's
saw
almost
this
useless.
morning. I wish you were.
I said it's just as easy if the set was fucked.
I wish you were up.
The rerolls were fucked somehow.
There was no rerolls this morning. I wish you were up.
That's what I said. They could have been fucked, and they had to postpone it for a couple hours.
I don't think
either way could be true. We don't know.
I mean, yours is unlikely.
I mean, either way, to me, it's still bad. I mean, this might be a little bit too negative, but I mean, 4,000 coins of solo. I mean, I guess it's good, but like at this point of the game, like I don't really care. Like if you had told me at the very beginning that this started that I'd be able to redeem it for 4,000 coins in a month, I mean, that's not very exciting, to be honest. And I didn't play many of these because I kind of had a bad feeling about the collectibles, because normally when EA gives you a whole lot of something, there's normally a catch to it. So I got kind of weary of it and just was like, I'm not doing this.
All right.
I just didn't care for it. I'm just like, tell me what I'm working towards. I hate the whole mystery box thing. I don't like waiting to see what I'm gonna get. Tell me what's the grind for. We got these first round heroes. We get 90 overalls at the end of it. This one we had no idea what we were gonna get, and what we got was a big old bowl of shit.
I will agree with the part that Texas makes. I hate. That's why I didn't do many of these. I did a few of them. I hate the part we just do something just because EA says, hey, you should do this. I hate that wheel mentality. I've gone on long Twitter rants about that shit in the past. So that point I definitely get. But the value for the solos, I don't know. I don't agree with Lemon there. I think every single thing is not intended for every single person in the audience. So some people do, some people don't. But that's what personal choice is.
So one thing I just wanted to bring up real quick about the collectibles and like the sets and like how we were talking about there earlier, how you need so many. So I just clicked on 3 random sets while we were talking about this. And if you're on Xbox right now, there's only 50 collectibles of the number 5 pickup. There's only 30 of the number 6 pick, and there's only like 50 something of the number 7th pick. And those are the only 3 I checked. So out of all 3 that I checked, all the collectibles are short on the auction, which means if you wanted to do this set right now, you would have to go and re-roll in the store. And that's not counting the ones on the auction that are listed for stupid prices that you would never buy, like a Bradley Chubb collectible for 15,000 coins. Like, you're not going to buy that. So, yeah, I stand my case on this design.
They get relisted, though. Like, if you start buying it, you don't want to buy them all right away. You buy them smartly. You wait for a snipe. You buy one in a while. You build them over time.
Yeah, and I guess that's where we differ, because for me, like, if I see a set and I want to get the cards, like, if I'm like, oh, I have the coins... You can't even get the cards
right now, so what are you so fucking worried about? The cards won't come out for 2 days. Wait till they put it in the game, then people will have them and put them on the auction house themselves if you want them right away.
I mean, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. So I still don't like this kind of set.
All right.
I mean,
Wheelz, what do you think?
I think overall the set's not worth it. You just wait. Like, you don't know what players these are going to be. The number 1 overall pick could very well not be Kyler Murray. It could be a defensive lineman, which is very likely to happen. So just wait. Just wait.
Yeah, doing the set now is terrible.
The set,
terrible idea.
If you're gonna do the set, I would hold off until you see what player it is, and then decide if you want to sell the collectibles off. If it's a really good player, that might not be a bad idea. And then, or just don't do the set. Just wait. Or you'd be like me and just, do the little, what is it, pick set.
Yeah.
Because I got some nice picks out of that.
Nice.
So
that's probably the best one there, which is why I also hate the sets too, because that kind of stooges the damn doing of the set. Like, why waste my time buying 72 players when I can just randomly get lucky and get the one I want?
Because, okay, why are we complaining about options? We have these
because they
options
weren't there earlier.
They were fine. They're fine now. Here's the thing: you can snipe these pieces and build them cheaper through the sets than you can get through the rerolls. You can honestly build these sets cheaper than they go for on the auction house, or even before the auction house, before they go for quick sell value. There's profit to be made in the sets. Aren't we always wanting more options? What are we complaining about? What are we doing here?
I'm just.
Well, I mean, I like options if they're viable, though. I mean, this isn't a really viable one.
I just said it's viable. You snipe the pieces, you build a goddamn set card.
Yeah, if you want to sit on the auction for like 5 hours and wait for the pieces to go up.
Just because you don't do it doesn't mean other people don't do it.
I mean, okay.
No, I agree with you. I think there is value in the sets. It's gonna take a while, and you still don't know who the player is gonna be. That's my thing. The set's not really. I wouldn't say it's not worth it. It's just not. It's not worth doing, because you don't know who the player is gonna be.
And the fact you're gonna buy all these fucking cards, so not a waste of time.
Yeah, but some people like engaging in the auction house.
I get you on that. Those people are also crazy
people. Gameplay.
Those people are also crazy.
Because, could you make value in what the quick sell value is going to be for these picks? Like, is there value in that?
I guess you can.
I have no idea.
If you buy all Sony Michelle's for 1,500 coins, and then you do the Patriot set, and you quick sell that piece for, I think, 20K is what it goes for. It's about 100K to get 20,000 picks, which I think is like decent. I don't know what picks are right now. Is that a good value? Anybody? I don't know like the spreadsheet for that.
Yeah, I'll bring up my spreadsheet here quick. I did it out earlier, and there were some that were slightly profitable.
Yeah,
but again,
and I think they've gone up a little bit too.
But at the same time, I don't know, like
time
spent per getting that, is that worth it? Like, you got to probably spend an hour and a half buying all those players.
Yeah, it's either hour and a half doing those players or doing solos. I mean, there's multiple ways to skin a cat to get coins in this game, and some people would rather work the auction house than solos.
Because
like that.
There's another thing to it where you could kind of risk it. So, like, you just pick a random pick, do that, or like collect all the players for it, and then if the player is good, you could either sell all the players off or do the set. And if the player is bad, you could just do the set and then just quick sell the player.
So like, I want to get the 16th pick, but the Panthers might trade up or trade down. So I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait to draft night. So I'm because
if you're doing it for a certain team, I would not do it.
I would just
especially in this draft, there could be a lot of trades in this draft.
So. Yeah, I hope so. That's just the entertaining part. I love trades. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. So like, I don't know. With the draft coming, it's one of my favorite nights of the year. Are you guys gonna be on draft night? Like, are you guys gonna be engaging with Madden that night? Wheelz, or are you gonna be like chilling with your friends, drinking beers, watching the draft?
Oh, I'm gonna be doing exactly what I did last year, which is sit on Madden all night and pick up these new players. Nice. I'm excited. That gets me excited. Just the new players, because it's like they're brand new to the game. So I get like Madden's players all play the same and all that, but like just seeing the new players gets me excited. So I'm excited about that.
I agree. I mean, that's one of the biggest rants that me and Tex have been all year about legends and stuff and wanting more of them. Hell, you can't. I mean, Tex, what do you think? Does that get your blood flowing?
Not at all. I don't care about these players. I give no fucks about them. What happens is outside of the top 10, these players are all ass, and then they go from there. Like they'll give like guys certain good ratings. Like Metcalf, kind of fun to see. Kyler Murray be fun to see. Same thing with even Nick Bosa. But like outside of the top 10, then we're gonna start getting 96 overalls that are just terrible because Madden's rating system's so bad, and depending on position they actually play, it'll even be worse. So if you get a 96 right in, that's gonna be worse than a 95 left outside linebacker. So it's just I couldn't care less about these rookie players other than the one that the Panthers draft, which I somehow talked myself into being good.
The one thing that I'm concerned about with these is chemistry. Like, are they going to be able to get sprinter, which I think they probably will be, right?
I would assume
you would assume so. And then 2 is ability chems. Are they going to be able to get ability chems?
I would think so. Like, I don't think they're getting power ups, but wouldn't they? Like, because 99 overalls without a power up get 2 ability chems now. So like number 1 will get it, but everything else will get only 1.
So maybe like certain overalls, up to a certain overall, they'll get it, and then like the 95s might not. I can't remember what they did last year.
It's inconsistent. It's inconsistent. So you're probably right, but EA could easily change their mind and say no ability chems for 95s. But some 95s do have them.
Because I don't think they had ability chems last year. Obviously, it's like a little bit different, like this year, and last year. But like I don't think any of them had ability chems last year.
Well, yeah, last year I think only one I got ability chems the people who were powered up. That was like the one thing they were consistent about. And limited times, I think.
But that's another thing that's gonna be interesting is if they do limited times like last year, because we had, was it Leonard Fournette limited time last year, and was it Michael Irvin, the other one?
Yep.
So are they gonna do limited times? Is this why they didn't release the mid rounders? Is this where Juju's gonna come?
There it is.
Oh man, I don't know. I think they'll add value to some packs. I'm interested to see if they're going to drop some other packs at draft night. But overall, I think you should just hold off with these picks, with these sets. Just hold off. Wait to see what happens.
Agreed.
And then get whatever player you want.
The best approach is just to wait and hope that you get what you want.
Yeah, and always like, do you guys think the price on these cards are going to be crazy draft night because everybody's going to be super excited about their team getting a new card? Like, generally, draft night players are expensive and the rest of the market crashes.
Nah.
Do you guys foresee something like that happen again, Tex?
I don't think so because of the damn. If it was just sets, then yes, but because there's a reroll set in the game, no.
Yep.
Like if that reroll set didn't exist, then I'd be more excited for those that are actually doing the set with coins, like buying the players and then flipping it because they're actually getting better value for their time spent. But because I can just buy a draft player for 200 or pick player for 200,000 coins right now and then just re-roll until I get the guy that I want, or hopefully get lucky. I think that's
but the rerolls are super expensive for draft players. Don't you think that's going to suck picks off the market and raise the pick market?
It might do that as well, but I feel like a lot of us had like maybe I think the Easter promo probably like gave people a lot of extra picks they didn't have. So I feel like we're probably going to see some really affordable draft players night 1, which is actually going to be really good. You're not going to pay like 500,000 coins for like all the draft players anymore. So it should be kind of fun there.
I don't think they'll be super expensive. There's probably like a floor to the price with these guys, just because, like you said, like there's the quick sell value that you gotta take into account.
Yeah.
So like number 1 pick, let me see how much a quick sells for, 62,400. So
picks, yeah.
There'll probably be a floor on that, and then but I don't think they'll be super expensive. I actually think they might be cheaper right when they first drop because everyone's gonna be trying to sell them. Everyone's gonna be undercutting each other, and then like a few hours later they'll start going back up. That's my thought.
What do 99 overalls quick sell for picks? Is it 64,000?
It's 62.4 like he said.
62.4 is gonna be 99
so
overall.
We can be based on the
number
overalls of these players right now then, right? So 2 to 5 is gonna be 98s, and then 6 through 10 are gonna be 97s.
Yep.
But like I said, it's cheaper to build some of them with the sets, so that could easily go down.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think they're gonna be super expensive. I think, to their overall they'll be kind of affordable.
Okay.
Relative to their overall.
Yeah, I just like it's the hype of the new cards that usually keeps them pretty high. Like last year, I think those 98s early were they also had the master set that had to factor in too. But they were like 500K, 600K those 98s, where they should be only like 320.
Yeah,
based off pick cost.
It'd be interesting because it was more like of the offensive players were super high, which I feel
Good
like
point.
always has more
Saquon.
hype. This year's
Yeah.
gonna be more defensive near
True.
the top, so that's that might change a little bit. But who knows? I mean, if Kyler Murray goes number 1, people are probably gonna try to pick him up, especially if he has pretty good attributes.
Nah, I can't pick that guy, man. 5'9" with gunslinger, you're gonna be pissed off the entire time.
You might drill your lineman in the back of the head a few times. But
Yeah.
people be excited.
Yeah. Lemon,
So-
what do you think? What do you think about inflation or deflation draft night?
I don't know. The market in this game is always really hard to predict. I feel like I never get it right. But I think generally what you're going to see is if they come out with offers, like when these players get released in the store, like if they have something else that goes along with them, like if they have any like special kind of offer that's like, oh, you can buy, like the number 1 player for a limited time for only like, 5 minutes or something. It's possible they could do that. Then you could see a lot of them on the market. I feel like what you could see is kind of like, I believe what Wheelz said, how like they'll like go down at first because everyone's going to be like selling them like from the hype. And then generally over time, they'll like go back up afterwards because not as many people are going to be pulling the packs for these things. And most people generally try to get rid of cards like as soon as they get them, like with high value cards. So they normally, like if people are holding on to draft picks, like they'll probably try to sell them pretty quick and then they'll all run out. And yeah,
it's a good observation. I kind of like it because a lot of people are gonna be holding that number 1 because people are already rolling for the number 1 pick collectible. One thing I want to talk about is that AJ Green set. Like Easter, those eggs that popped Sunday crashed the market, and then we figured out how profitable rolling for AJ Green was, and it went from 190K for the 98 overall players, I think in the draft, to 290. Now they're 320. So it's amazing, like how much it rebounded based off just one reroll set. That's why I think like the reroll set and the coin cost and the pick value that Wheelz was talking about, it's totally true. And I wonder, that's what I worry about, like because people do love rerolling. The only thing that balances out is new cards coming in through solos or packs. So, man, I might be there. I might like I'll be online. I guess I'm right there with you. I'll be buying them the instant they turn over, because people are gonna be flooding the market with their collectibles. Somebody wanted to say something?
No, I agree.
Okay, all right. We'll see. Like Tex, did you take advantage of that AJ Green situation?
No, I was asleep. That was Sunday, right? Yeah, I was. I got some AJ Greens, but I didn't like get like as many. I think Vic said he pulled like 14 AJ Greens. So
yeah.
So Vic pulled like a bunch of coins off of that.
Yeah, I think I made like 2.5 mil. I heard other people were making like 3 or 4 mil.
So like, thinking about it was I still made coins off of it because like I had 598 or whatever. I had like 200,000 picks, which if I would have just got like 98s, then I would have been like 200K a piece. And so I ended up making like 1.5 mil anyway because I pulled 3 greens and plus I sold the other cards. So
hot. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't as profitable as it was after you made your video because EA be out here snitching. But still made it.
Craylo was actually in stream that morning. Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
He's probably texting, panicking. Yo, what are we doing, guys? Get down to the office. This is not right. This ain't right. What's going on here? We don't need this.
Lemon, did you take advantage of the AJ Green reroll?
No, I didn't. I wasn't home at the time that happened. I happened to look and see on Twitter what was going on. I happened to check Twitter.
Yeah.
And but yeah, no, I wasn't able to participate in that.
Yeah, that'll happen. What about you, Wheelz? Were you sleeping or were you away or?
No, I made my video and I was done. I was off Madden. I saw people they're like, oh, this AJ Green reroll is amazing. I'm like, yeah, cool. Good for you guys.
Wheelz just doesn't give a fuck anymore. Talk about that, Wheelz. What's your feeling about Madden 19 right now?
Dude, I'm ready for 20. I need 20 news to come out. I'm ready for 2019. And this was something I was like a little bit afraid of with the chemistries is like how sick of the game I was going to be and like how sick other people are going to be of the game. And it's kind of, with the chemistries, everyone had end game cards pretty much starting in January, December. They had end game cards with that Vic.
Yeah, you could say Deion Sanders at Thanksgiving was close to endgame.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was a little worried about that, and I think you're kind of seeing that with like people getting not losing interest in Madden around now. Which it is what it is. I mean, we've had the game out for over 8 months, so about to be 9 months now. So I get it. I definitely get it. I think after the draft, you'll definitely see it really cool down. And as you guys have been saying, like EA is kind of over Madden 19 too, from what it sounds like. So.
What about golden tickets? Like, that's the next selling point after the draft, right?
I don't even know how they're gonna do golden tickets this year. Like, what? We already have golden tickets. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, I don't think the hype for golden tickets is gonna really be there this year. I mean, actually, there will be hype. There will definitely be hype for golden tickets, but like, they're gonna have to put some restrictions on it. Like, maybe like no 99s could get it. No gold 99s could get golden tickets. Maybe they could do something like that.
But I don't mind that. Yeah. The thing is,
like, I don't want to see Vic golden ticket.
As long as everybody doesn't make quarterbacks.
Randy Moss golden ticket. I'm like, these are already golden tickets. We don't need these cards. They're already all 99 attributes.
Randy Moss golden ticket will have the spin threshold though.
He already has it.
He already has it on the
I
Ultimate
thought he had
Legend.
like 86. Okay, he has it already.
Yeah, he's ZR, but yeah.
Or balanced offense, Legend Chem.
Oh, so he doesn't
Right,
have it.
right.
Doesn't have it stocked.
Yeah.
No, with chemistry. You get it.
Yeah, the golden ticket will have it stocked, so you ain't gotta worry about powering him up.
He'd have run block, which would be his big improvement.
I want like fun cards, so that would get me excited for golden ticket. Like out of position golden tickets is always fun.
Yep.
Some memes. Give me a Nathan Peterman golden ticket. That's what I would make if I got a golden ticket. I'm making Nathan Peterman.
Not Fish Smithson or whatever his name is. But there's a lot of fun. Or what are the other funny names in this game? Let's think. I'd probably do a Steeler for my theme team, but D Virgin, that's a good one. I don't know. Who'd you make, Lemon? Who'd you make for your golden ticket?
Oh boy. Honestly, I don't know. I'd probably pick either a Jaguar or one of the fun out of position cards that they did. Because there's a lot of candidates for an out of position.
Especially with the Ultimate Legend out of position cards.
Yeah, that too. Like tight end Calvin would be kind of neat, but then people wouldn't be able to use actual Calvin. So I don't know about that. But yeah, to be honest, I don't know. Probably just a Jaguar or an out of position. So
Yeah, it would be fun to pull one and make one. Tex, who you going with?
I'll probably go with Mike Adams because I ain't got a strong safety for the Panthers. Yeah.
Selfish.
Game. What do you mean? They should have gave everybody Mike. He got a power up. He played for like 15 teams. And EA decided to give it to fucking Mario Addison like jerks.
No love for Mario, huh?
Panthers already, like, I think all the teams he played for already have pass rushers. So it just seems like they just wanted to give him one instead of going for the guy that made sense.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't know. I guess I'm not gonna. I don't know that enough about Panthers, and I don't think EA really cares about Panthers enough to put any thought into them. Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
That team's bad. Like I can't play that team online because I have like the best defensive line, and they don't get pressure.
Welcome to Madden.
I said 6. I'd be sitting 6 at all times, and they just be sitting there, just everybody getting blocked. Reggie White, Julius Peppers, fucking like nobody gets off the block. Addison, bum ass.
Yeah. I sorry to change the subject, but I noticed over the last few days the MUT community turned on MUT and the lack of content in it, and I'm interested to see, like, we're not going to get much content after the draft, right? Is the MUT community going to be... Is it now in flames? Because it felt like last year, starting in March, the MUT community was in flames. So they lasted a month longer this year than they did last year with content. But, like, is this going to be a regular outrage now for the lack of content going forward? Would you see that, Wheelz?
I think the reason why they lasted longer this year is because they stretched out content, which I was completely fine with them stretching out promos.
Yeah.
The issue comes when they stretch out promos and then they have multiple days where they don't release anything. Then what's the point of stretching out content? Also, they forgot about the mid-round guys for some reason and released release undrafted players in a draft promo. Anyways, but you're probably gonna start seeing more people. I don't know about outrage. I think you'll just start seeing more people be like, "Oh, I'm done with the game" until Madden 20, because they probably will slow down on content. I mean, what do we have after draft? We have golden tickets, then
Position heroes.
I guess.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just like July 4th and rookie premiere. So that's the next 3 months.
We're kind of like at this point now. If I remember, in May last year is when we got the release date for Madden 19.
Right. Yeah.
So I think starting right after the draft, we'll probably get release date. EA plays the month after. So I think people get a little mad, but once the Madden 20 news starts coming out, I think people will just be chilling. Be like, all right, we're waiting until Madden 20.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, so do you think we're gonna go to beta again? Like, was that July last year or was that June?
Beta. I don't even remember a beta.
I think it was July, but I'm not sure.
May have been June.
Pretty sure it's July.
Late June, early July. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you weren't in that, Wheelz?
I didn't even know there was a beta.
Shut up, really? It was everywhere.
I'm trying to think.
They gave it away for everybody.
Oh, is that the whatever it was called?
Nassif?
Yeah, no, I do remember that. I played maybe 2 plays of it, and I was like, it's not going to be the full game, so it's not going to be the actual game, so I stopped. Yeah, so I just stopped playing.
Yeah, fair enough. Cause Kralo, we talked to Kralo last week, and then he said like I don't think they've had any game changers down there yet to see the game. So I'm partly worried about that because game changers last year had seen it for like months by now. So I guess we'll see what they have cooking for 20. But man, are you excited? Like, what rate on a scale of 1 to 10 each of you? How excited you are for 20? Let me hear from Wheelz first.
I don't know, like a 7.
It's pretty high, isn't it?
I'm excited. I always get excited for new games. It's like brand new start. But it's just, I don't know. They got to change some stuff up.
What do you think they could change that'd make you more hyped? Like, what could they say?
I think they need to chill on chemistry. That's one. And then
really, like, what do you mean by chill?
Ooh.
Just don't make him so good. like speaking of like the end game cards so early, I think it turned people off from the game earlier just because people were over it, and like a lot of the cards played similar to other cards.
Yeah, that's gameplay.
So that's one thing.
That's thresholds. Well, one more question on chemistries. Would you rather have them chill chemistries or lower the overall stats or go over 100 stats if you had to choose one of those 3?
Go over 100.
Okay.
Don't they work now? They actually work now, right?
Yeah, according to MUTLeaks, yeah.
So
when you
why not
PC,
go back over 100?
So
even when it was just like a cosmetic thing, or a visual thing, people liked the over 100 stats.
Yeah,
it kept the game a little bit more fresh. So I don't see why they can't do that again. What else? I don't know. Trying to think what else they could do, but there's other stuff. There's stuff that I want them to do that they'll never do again, like multiple players in the lineup, like the duplicate players.
Oh, yeah.
I always like that, but they won't do that anymore. So,
is there anything they could steal from your favorite game of all time, Kingdom Hearts, aka that's why me and Tex have it in our background? Anything they could steal from there to make Madden and MUT better next year?
It's kind of hard to do that. It's a story mode game, so
turn-based. Well, they got the story next year, right? QB1.
You mean long shot reskin? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We'll see what that's gonna be all about. I think the best thing they could do with that is if it actually connects to the franchise, like what they kind of do with like 2K and stuff. But I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. But yeah, with MUT, I don't know. I don't know what else they could really do with MUT.
Okay. Lemon, what's your hype level for 20 at this point, and then what could they do to raise that level? Unless it's already 10.
Yeah, so right now I'd say I'm probably like at about a 7, just because we haven't really gotten like any official MUT news yet. Normally every year, like I'm not really too hyped till we start getting MUT news. Generally, that's really all I play for is like the MUT content. I'm not like a huge fan of gameplay. I've gotten into it recently, just the past couple years, because you've kind of been like more forced into it in order to get the cards and stuff. But yeah, like generally just MUT news would get me pretty hyped.
Okay, so what changes do you want to see to MUT next year? Are you good with the current system?
I mean, there's a lot of things I'd like to see. I mean, I don't know if you want me to get into all that.
Giddy up, get it.
Okay. So there's a couple different ideas that I had, and I don't really know how this would work, and it would maybe go horribly. But I've always been interested in, well, number one, over 100 stats. That's a basic one. Everybody says that one. That's nothing new. I think I would like to see them. I was thinking about this the other day. So are any of you familiar with Tom Clancy's The Division, like the first or the second one? Are you familiar with how the
Yes.
Are you familiar with how the in-game structure works?
No.
So basically, in The Division, they have world tiers, right? Where, and at least in the second game, you beat the full game, right? You get to level 30, and then you have to get to a certain gear score to unlock, a main stronghold mission, and then you beat that, and you go on to the next tier. And when you get to that next tier, you can get higher gear. One thing I was playing around with that could be interesting for Madden is so imagine if when Madden came out in August, like the overall cap, like the highest player at every position was an 85 overall. Like you don't have legends yet, or you could have like baby legends, I guess, if you wanted to, but you just like cap it. And the numbers, of course, you can change them to whatever you want. But let's say it's capped at 85, right? And then like about a month goes by, and at the end of September, they say, okay, we're going to raise it to 88, okay? And then you need an 85 overall team to beat this certain special challenge. I don't know what it'd be, probably like a gauntlet-style solo or something. And once you get that, you're able to move on and then get up to 88 overall players in your lineup. And I think what it would do was it kind of like slow and like level out the progression. Because I think you kind of have a problem. Like when the game first comes out, everybody instantly rushes to like the 92, 93 overall cards. And most cards in the game, like the cards that people want the most, are just like the chaser cards at like the very top. And it basically makes it to where most of the content that they release out of the gate to a lot of people, or at least people on the top end, is useless. Because if you're coming out day one and you have 91 Michael Vick, you could care less if they have an 87 overall quarterback. Whereas if the highest overall was an 85, right, you would have to not only have an 85 overall quarterback, you would have to find the best 85 overall quarterback. And you would kind of have to like min-max your lineup, if you see what I'm saying. So you'd have to get like the best player, the best 85 at each position, instead of just worrying about just getting like the highest overall. Now, I don't know how that'd play out with Madden. I don't know if like the community would absolutely hate it. I don't know if with Madden it would work terribly because there's like a market economy and you can just instantly buy, all the cards you want. There's packs and stuff. But that's one thing I was thinking of. I don't know if that would work though.
I like it. The part I don't like is artificially stopping players' progressions with overall caps. But the part I do like is the variety of choices at a certain overall. In my opinion, I think that'd lead to different lineups and stuff, and I like that. I'd rather have that than have just like everybody has the same 3 cards on each team at each position. What about you, Tex?
That's a good idea as well, but I feel like we're going a little too complicated with it. I think all EA needs to do is just drop more variety of cards with different ratings, right? So instead of doing things like an 85 overall lineman having like the same 84 run block, 84 pass block, he's more lopsided, more just guys who specialize in one position. One specialize in one like trait or one type of blocking or block shedding or pass rushing. Like it just seems weird that like their overall formula early on is we rarely see cards that are like great pass blockers and terrible run blockers. It's usually balanced. And so I think if they were to do that, that would like allow more variety, as well as also dropping events that force you to kind of use different players.
Totally agree. Lemon, response? No, go on, Tex.
No, you can go ahead.
Lemon, response?
Oh, okay. Yeah, events are definitely cool. I think they definitely need to do that. Honestly, I'm pretty disappointed with House Rules and the way it's turned out. When they first came out with it this year, I was, pretty hyped. It was a pretty cool idea, but
yeah.
Now it's gotten kind of boring. And like you said a couple weeks ago in one of your videos, I think, is like now House Rules has turned more about the rewards than about the event itself, which is kind of a problem on its own. I feel like EA's immediate response to that would just be like, oh, well, then we'll just make the rewards less good because that's like an EA type of thing to do, right? So
that'll solve it. That'll show us complain. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the house rules is just boring, and I'm scared that like the fact they're already recycling the same events. Like, I get this is supposed to be a beta, so maybe they didn't want to show all their cards, but you feel like they would show some of their good cards, and really the only good event that I think we've gotten is the one where you can't audible or move on defense before the snap. Like, that's the only one that actually like really changes up the game. Other than that, like, you're just changing the amount of points people are getting per like doing certain tasks, and I don't know, to me that's just kind of boring. Like, there's nothing really exciting about that. Like, personally, I haven't even played any of the house rules yet this week. Like, I haven't even played a single game.
Yeah, I like it's the same gameplay over and over. Like that when I also like Tex said, what different variety of cards, different overalls, like for the events. 100% agree with that, and that's what house rules could be. Like MLB does that. I agree. Wheelz, what do you think about house rules? In your overall impressions, like, has it kind of gone downhill? Has it not lived up to its potential?
Yeah, I've stopped playing house rules. It's just, I don't know. Like, the reward, it is kind of more about the rewards now. So I think making like a rating thing, like you said, will probably help it out a lot. And then I really like the Gronk reward. I like how there was like a special card that you could get. I've been saying this since, was it 16 or 17 the last time they did it? Like the
17, yeah.
Head-to-head limited cards.
Yep.
I don't understand why they don't do that anymore. They did it for like 2 months, and then that was it. And I was like, why not bring it back? It gives you an incentive to play these game modes. So
hell yes.
I'm always down for more rewards and more unique rewards.
You're speaking directly to my soul, Wheelz. I know Texas is over there currently with his hand in his pants, going to town furiously because he's on top of it too. And it's it seems so simple to make a card, and then Kralo comes on and is like, oh, it's tough because they literally have one person doing all the fucking cards the way Kralo made it sound, and it takes them 4 hours to do a fucking power up. Are you kidding me? But we've been over house rules. I agree complete with both of you. Lemon, was there anything else you want to talk about with 20?
With 20, no, I mean, generally that was just like the one like crazy idea I had, I guess. More simpler terms, just like I would start overalls out lower. I think that'd be a good idea. But in terms of like actual like changes, like structures to the game, I like to see them go a little bit more in depth with the training and what you can do with players. I would honestly prefer if you could do more like personalized upgrades with players, and obviously they'd have to develop like a system for that, because if you could just upgrade a single attribute, everyone would obviously just choose speed and it would be pointless. But I think to have some kind of like skill tree, like progression-esque thing, where like maybe even like if you follow down the skill tree, you get the chemistry ability at the end, but like you can only go down like one path, so it kind of like puts a cap on it. Like for an example, if you wanted to get playmakers your ability, like you could go down like the upgrade tree like for that player and be like, oh, I'm going to upgrade like his route running and his catching and his like catching traffic, and maybe he'll get like +1 or 2 speed, and then at the end like you get playmaker. If you want to change it to something else, you can. That would kind of put a limit on chemistry to prevent it from going crazy. Other than that, I kind of want them to visit some other ideas in terms of rewards, because I think out of the gate, Madden is always fun and rewarding. And then like now, as you look at it right now, like I just don't think it's really worth your time, which is why I don't play that much anymore. I mean, the only thing to me that's really worth it anymore is like the solo strings that they'll do for promos. Like the draft solos are pretty good. You get the free 98s. And house rules, I mean, you get 10 wins and you get, a 97 or 98 or whatever they choose. So, I mean, I think that's good. But in terms of, I mean, I still don't think weekend league's that great. And I'm sure people would disagree with me in that and be like, oh, well, I finished Ultimate or I finished top 100 and you just need to get good. But I think if you look at it, like if you're not finishing Ultimate or you're not finishing top 100, because like the way I look at weekend league rewards, right, is you need, and again, like I compare Madden to a lot of RPG games, MMO, whatever. And a lot of people might say that's not fair, but like when you look at a game, say for example, we'll just take the division again, right? So you need 3 weapons, and then you need like 6 gear items, right? So you're talking 9 items total. And you do a mission over and over again. Eventually, you can get the items you want. It might not take too long. The hard part about it is you're relying on RNG, whereas Madden, you can buy what you need. But Madden, like if you think about it this way, right? Like you play weekend league, and let's say you finish elite, which is pretty good. I mean, you're going against like the top players in the game. So would you say it's about like you get about 250K for elite if you like quick sell the packs, like 250, 300?
Sure. I don't know. I don't know since they updated, but we'll say sure.
Yeah, so let's say it's just like 250 or 300. I think it's around there. So if you get that, right, what you can currently do is you can buy like 2 cards for your team maybe at like 97 or 98 overall, and you need what, like 22 or 23. And so just from weekend league it would take you about like 3 months to get the cards that you needed. Obviously you could argue that, oh well, you can sell the cards you currently have, and so you're really not paying 180K for a 98 or whatever because you're selling the 97 you have. But I don't know. I mean, besides that, solo battles is good, I guess. Like if you just run the ball on Ultimate, I mean, solo battles is pretty rewarding. If you actually try to go for top 100 and you don't get it, you completely just wasted your time. But if you get the games done in 10 minutes, solo battles is pretty good. And seasons I don't really like, because I think seasons is a complete waste of time unless you win the Super Bowl. There's no like special player to get for even winning the Super Bowl. So even now winning the Super Bowl is even kind of a joke because you could get 289 overalls and that would be your pack. Because if you factor in like each game takes an average of about 30 minutes, you're looking at about 12 games to finish a season if you go undefeated. Just off the top of my head, I'm trying to think. Or no, it'd be like 10 games. So
yep, okay.
And so you're looking at about 5 or 6 hours to complete a season if you're lucky, if you win the Super Bowl, and you have to be in all Madden to get good rewards. I don't know. I mean, I just don't think the game really like it gives enough rewards. And a lot of the stuff that does give good rewards, it's capped so strongly. Like weekend league, you can obviously only do once a week, and you have to do it within the confines of a weekend, which is kind of a lot to do. Like to spend almost your whole weekend playing Madden to buy 1 player or 2 players for your team if you even finish good is kind of a stretch to ask. And solo battles you can only do once a week, right? And house rules you can only get the one-time reward once. I mean, I think it'd be cool if you could get it twice, like maybe once a day. It'd be cool maybe if they had multiple house rules up in the same week. I mean, they're giving you nat cards, so I mean, I don't really think it's a big deal.
I mean, here's the thing, Lemon. If you engage in all of that, how much time left is in your week to like do it all over again? Like I play this game 4 to 5 hours a day, and I can't even get close to completing all that. I don't even try solo battles. I don't complete a weekend league. Then again, I do spend a lot of time just bullshitting with people on Twitch and while I'm playing the game. But there's no way I'd be able to even complete all that. Like unless you're playing this game 12 hours a day, I think that's plenty of content, right?
Well, yeah, but that's kind of like my problem though. Is it's not that like there's not enough. It's that there's not enough like refreshing of the rewards, if that makes sense. Like what I mean is it's not that I'd be able to do solo battles like 3 times a week if you could do that, right? It's the fact of that reward is only there once, and you can only get that reward once a week, and that is one of the only 3 things in the game that is rewarding. So if you're not playing any of those modes, then it's just like a complete waste of time. And like you said, you don't have time to finish it all. So let's say you do solo battles because that's the easiest one, and you do house rules. I mean, maybe after like a week of doing that, like you play house rules, you get the one-time reward, and then you play solo battles. And at the start of next week, you're able to get 2 players for your team, and you still need like 20 others. I mean, I'm not saying you should be able to play in 1 week and have a full lineup of 99 overalls, but I don't know. I think maybe they could reward like more nats to even it out, like do like way more solos that like you could repeat, like or something that, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, they still have solos. Like if you're looking for things to fill out your team, if you're a starter team, you start in the starter solos, and they'll fill out your gold team, your elite team. You can do the journey, you can do Le'Veon Bell. There's still a lot of cards through like other solos to do in the game. That's still there if you're still currently filling out your team. Like those coins on top of it, I get to like to get difference makers outside of your base team.
Yeah, but realistically, though, like once it gets to a certain point, like let's say you have like a high-end team now, right? Like let's say you got all 97 overalls and you've already knocked out like all the solos. You got like a 97 overall team. What else can you possibly do to like grind? Like if you're like, oh, I want to try to get all, 99s. Like I just really want to play like 72 hours straight, right? I don't know who would do that, but if you did, you want to play like 72 hours straight. I mean, what would you do? Because eventually at some point you get capped. Like you can only do weekend league once, right? You can only get that reward.
You get a farm account if you're that desperate.
Yeah, but that's technically against terms of service, though, right? So that's not meant to do that. So I mean, there's really no like actual way in the game that's worth grinding on repeat.
This is a very weird complaint though. Like, do you ever run into this where you're out of content? Like, I just don't understand it. Like, it's terms of service. So what on the farm account? 2.
Well,
you can snipe in the auction now if you need more coins as one of the best activities to do. It seems like a very narrow complaint for a very narrow part of the population.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's kind of like a weird complaint, but again, like I'm not saying that I'm finishing all this stuff. As a matter of fact, I'm not really doing much of it.
So
but what I mean,
what's the issue here?
So the complaint is that there's nothing else. Like I'm struggling with wording this.
If it's a boring game because it just refreshes every week, that's a different complaint than not enough to do.
No, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that there's not like any short string events that you could like. There's nothing if you wanted to play today. Like, let's say you wanted to get on, or not today, because today's a bad example. Let's say you wanted to get on like Thursday, right? And you wanted to grind. Let's say you do weekend league or something, right? You're not getting those rewards until Tuesday. If you want to play head-to-head seasons and like you just want to play like casually just for like 5 or 7 hours or whatever, like seasons is like a complete joke. Like there's no reason to play.
Why don't you run salary cap?
I mean, I guess you could play MUT draft, but you have to pay to enter, and you're not even using the team that you're grinding for. So I don't know. I mean, I guess it is a narrow complaint, but I just wish there were like more options on what to do is what I'm saying. Not that I don't know. I'm struggling with wording this. Yeah. Sorry, I can't articulate it.
It's all good. Texas, what's your feelings? What are you hyped for Madden 20?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I guess coming out probably early August again this year.
Yeah, we've talked about that. What number out of 10 is your excitement? And will that build through the summer? Because I know you always take time off during the summer. You don't really put out like Madden 20 news kind of stuff. What's your hype right now? What's your level?
Probably like a 7. I don't know. I feel like this whole game this year just a beta, and so if we get house rules out of the gate next year with the ideas that like we want to see. Right,
they ain't doing that shit. You know they're MUT drafting it. You know that, right?
I know, but like if we get like an event, like I just want 2 things next year, bro. Just give me some different things, bro. I know that like it'll be expensive if you get like an NFC South event or you only can use NFC South players, but it just be something different. I want to see more stuff like that. But if we get house rules where it's college rules style, where you have to start at the 40 and you got to score a touchdown or kick a field goal basically, and then your opponent gets the ball at the 40 and repeat the process, just something that changes the pace of what Madden is right now, which is kind of boring. So I just want more variety next year. And since but at the same time, MUT's been good, but the gameplay team has still been like awful. So I don't know. I'm not really like I'm excited for MUT next year, but not excited for the gameplay because they are not trying to rewrite this code.
Hey Texas, try and design the worst house rules ever. I don't know why this came as a question, but let me try. Let me hear if this is the worst one ever. All right, so this house rules is you can only use bronze players on offense and high-end 99s on defense, and you can only run 4 verts, and all you can do is throw end zone fades. First one to complete one wins. Is that the worst house rules ever, or can you design one worse than that?
The worst house rules ever is just play Madden.
Yikes.
You're 6-minute quarters.
6-minute quarter, 5-minute quarter, playoff games, all Super Bowl games.
15-minute.
Not an overall team versus not an overall team on ELO. That's the worst house rules ever. You played every single week, bro. Every single week you play.
They got problem on standby. Like, all right, Brown, we got a new challenge for you. Oh god, just sweaty games, yeah.
No, but I would love. That'd be kind of fun though. Just something different, like if you had to do like all silver offense, all silver defense. Or if you had to do like, give me all of just be just you get the fastest silver players, but that's all of it. But it'd still be kind of different than just basically just using your 99 overall squad and just crushing fools. They could have one where like field goals are worth like double, just because fuck it.
I would hate that shit.
Well, just
pussies.
Yeah, just like, or if you punt the ball with inside the 10-yard line, you get like 2 extra points. Like, just I just want to see some more creative stuff on house rules and what we've been getting so far, which is just go for 2. Why? This is the lamest shit in the world. So if you get
once, but like yeah,
like it's good once, but like I don't see the point. Like maybe like if you get like. So if you get sacks, that's an extra point. I just want to see just ridiculous shit like that. So if you keep getting sacked, it's going to allow a lot of spam blitzes, but I mean, that'd be kind of fun just to get like 15 sacks and get 15 points off that. It'd be kind of interesting to see. Just
but then you'll
complaining about your inability to get pressure with 6-man rushes.
No, I mean I can see like let me see. I don't spam blitz. I can literally run pinch bucko and get sacks consistently, but I don't do that because I'm a good person. I'm wholesome.
It sounds like you shouldn't let up, dude. It's called sweeping the leg, Johnny.
See,
have you ever seen Karate Kid?
I got you. See, it's funny because like when I stream house rules, I do Tuesdays and Thursdays, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. If I want to get done fast, I'll just start spamming blitzes. But if I just want to kind of just play the game casually and just like, if my opponent's not cheesing me, I don't cheese him back. I kind of play like that. Cause I kind of feel like he's giving me a straight up game, so I should honor him by giving him one as well. So I don't be cheesing like that. I probably should because this game wants you to.
Here's my biggest thing. 3 months ago, when I was one of the only people running 3-3-5, I wasn't spamming people. I was off meta. Now I get complaints about I'm running cheese. Is it I needed to change, or the game just changed around me? That's my biggest issue. Like, what is cheese? Like, giving them a straight up game. Is playing 3-3-5 cheese now? Is that not playing a straight up game? Because 4 months ago when I was using it, it was a straight up game. So what's that, Text? Talk to me. Am I not playing a straight up game?
I think you are. It depends what you're doing though. Like you can run 3-3-5 and do all that shit. My thing is like stuff that an average player wouldn't be able to know how to stop if you gave him
an average player wouldn't be able to like beat a regular good player.
But like
Madden,
I'm not saying a good player, but I'm saying like so if you're running block shed D and an average player doesn't know how to stop block shed D because the game's inconsistent, that's kind of like cheese. In my opinion, because like even though if you do all the right things, it's certain orders and certain like it's like PIM dodge. You gotta do it in a certain order of operations for it to actually stop. Like you gotta ID this guy, slide this way, slide back that way, ID that guy, and it gets blocked. It's like how does that make any sense? So stuff that like you can't just stop with just knowledge of just playing football is the stuff I consider cheese. 3-3-5 is annoying because like IRL, if I see 3 down linemen out there and a bunch of defensive backs in the field, I'm running the fucking ball. But in Madden, it doesn't work that way.
Ask Wheelz how Ravens did running the ball against a 3-down lineman set in the playoffs.
The first game, they beat their ass. The second game, they switched because of the fact that the Chargers have a really good... Derwin James is a monster. And plus, they played, was it 2 times in 3 weeks? And so they knew... apparently, they knew all of their like running... certain... what do you call it? Stances for runs and passes. That's kind of creepy. I don't know how fucking coaches know that. It's like, all right, so if he's in this stance, it's going to be a run play. If he's in that stance, it's going to be a pass play.
It's easy to see that because of the weight of distribution on their hand. You played line.
I know,
How
but
do you
like...
not read that shit?
Because we didn't have that type of film. We couldn't look at the weight distribution of fucking on a film that was shot from like the top of the press box.
You can literally pick that up in like 5 seconds. If he's you don't even need film to look at that. If he's forward on his hand, he's going forward. If he's resting back, like these guys who have no balance, if they're resting back, they're pass blocking. It's so easy to call it once you see it.
Well, see, like I knew they were because I guess like maybe it was different. We pass blocked in high school. If it was a pass play, we didn't put our hands on the ground. If it was a run play, we did.
See, and that's what you do. That's how you tell it.
But the Ravens kind of like have the same stuff over and over again, so like they didn't just like. So that's why they lost. In the fact that like.
Well,
yeah.
let's ask the professional Ravens
but they also went out there. But they also went out there in 3-3-5. They were out there like 4 down lineman shit.
Wheelz talked to us about the Chargers game.
I try to forget about that game. No, they didn't. Let's see. I'm actually trying to remember that game now. They didn't throw the ball at all. That was like the big issue is they didn't let Lamar throw the ball that much. Once we started throwing the ball, we were scoring. It was just way too late.
Because the Chargers came out in a light set. They came out with a lot of DBs on the field, but they stacked the box with them. It's a lot what people do in the 3-3-5. Even though there's very few down linemen there, you should be able to run against it. But when you got a stacked box, when you're shooting gats with fast people, when you know it's going to be run because they don't respect Lamar as a passer, it's a lot easier to stop him. The issue with Madden is, of course, it's so unrealistic. You can put a guy 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, and he'll be able to play a deep center route, not against like Randy Moss on a full sprint. So, don't have me. Madden's not realistic, and I don't even know why I'm defending it. So
I know, yeah, I get that it's not realistic, but I just think it's just common football knowledge of like if you're just an average player, if you see a weak box, you're running the ball against it. Shit's always green in 3-3-5. But for some reason, your two linemen decide not to block anybody, and they get hit backfield by a linebacker. It's like, wait, all right, so am I being punished here for being smart and not passing the ball? Like I'm running the ball because this is what you want me to do, and the game's not rewarding that.
Yeah, I do hope they fix that next year for 20. And
Yeah,
that's what I'm excited about. Hopefully, bug fixes.
I would love to see that too. But that's my biggest complaint with just like cheese stuff. Is just if my roommate Kyle comes up and plays and I run that against him, he runs the ball against me, gets nowhere. That's not going to be fun for anybody because you should reward the person making the smart football decision there.
It's fun for you because you're beating his ass, right?
I mean, I don't enjoy that because it's not. I like playing competitive games, man. Like I don't like blowouts. Like all he does is throw screens and run inside zone. It's really easy to stop.
I like being up so much I can start running hook and ladders. That's my favorite part about Madden.
Just get out here and run that up. Was that the Varsity Blue Special?
Yeah. The statue literally get some little giants up in this bitch.
Yeah.
But I guess the last thing I want to talk about is kind of Kralos. I guess I want to talk a little bit about Wheelz too and his and YouTube a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second about community and blaming each other. But Kralo, Tex, anything stand out to you about Kralo's podcast last week? Were you really? I saw a meme on the Gutfox subreddit about you sweating when Kralo called you out for coin selling and promoting in your brand. What was that about?
Was I sweating? I mean, it's probably because I have the AC on. It was just hot in here. My face is oily, man. Y'all don't be putting coconut oil on y'all face? Like, y'all need to get familiar, bro. No, Kralo talk. Me and Kralo are cool. I don't know why everybody. I don't sweat about it. I met the man in Los Angeles last year, and we had a drink together, and we talked. We are fine. I was not sweating about him talking to me about coin selling. I'm good. We're good. What's he gonna do? Tell on me? They already know. Like if they ain't done nothing yet, they don't know nothing about it ever. We out here throwing bull proclamations like that. What's up?
Sorry, I was just gonna say Wheelz comes from the FIFA community where they've banned content creators for that stuff, like live on stream. Are you surprised that the Madden, like EA Madden, isn't as big on punishing content creators for coin promoting, Wheelz?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But like, I kind of feel like they just don't care at this point. Yeah. They got other stuff to worry about. They make and the big difference with Madden is that bundles you can only buy with money. So.
Oh, FIFA, you can't do that?
Well, FIFA doesn't have bundles, so it's just all like the promo packs and everything is just coins and points. While Madden is just you can only buy a bundle with points. So I think that's why they don't care, because they still make a lot of money off of packs because of that.
Do you think? We talked about this with Mike Mack a few weeks ago. Do you think EA should go with a creator code? Like, would you give up your coin selling for a creator code? Like Fortnite?
That'd be tough. I don't know what the return will be. Creator code would be interesting, but like, I don't know. I don't think it'll be worth it for me.
Why is that?
I don't think I'd earn as much from a creator code.
And Kralo, the way he made it sound, like when we talked in text, I had a laugh. Kralo said it in his Kralo way, all like, we've talked about it, we've tried it, whatever, but it's tough with EA, because basically the way he made it sound, like I was like, all right, that's Kralo speak for it's dead on arrival. This shit ain't happening, because EA, like, EA, this is more of like a gambling game, whereas Fortnite's more skin and cosmetic type of stuff. So having creators push like the gamble would be different than creators pushing for skins. So definitely respect EA for not putting creators in that position. And it would have been weird to see who would have taken it, who would not have taken it based off moral grounds or how much money they're going to make off the coin selling versus it. So it would have been a very big contentious issue in the Madden community. It would have kind of been interesting to see, though. I kind of would have liked that. Anytime there's controversy, you got to stop and gawk, right, Wheelz?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you think, Lemon? Creator code. Would you ever be good for Madden or not?
I mean, I guess it could. It depends on how many people that watch YouTubers also buy packs. Because I feel like a lot of people that watch YouTube are no money spent. Like for me, like I'll normally watch pack openings because I don't open them myself. And that's not to say I'm no money spent. I mean, I've definitely spent like a decent amount of money here and there, but I I don't know. I mean, I don't know how successful it'd be. It sounds like Wheelz in Texas sounds like you guys get pretty good money from coin deals. So I don't think that a creator code like EA would probably be like, we'll give you 1/4% of all sales. So I mean, yeah, I don't think it would work. I think it'd just be dumb.
Cause yeah, Lemon, you're not a creator. You're more of like a consumer. So like, would you feel differently about your creator getting in bed with EA and their creator code? Would you feel different about them and their opinions on the game?
I mean, not really, because I don't see a creator code as something like going in with like EA. I mean, that would be because that I feel like more you're just kind of supporting the creator, where it's like, oh, like I'm gonna buy packs and like, oh, I'll just use Wheels' code so that way he gets some money from it. I wouldn't see that as like an oh, Wheels is in it with EA and all of his opinions are skewed type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess it could eventually turn into something like that. But I don't think it ever would. I think it would just be more of like an innocent thing, like, oh, like I'm just helping this guy out. He plays Madden, I play Madden. We're just, So I don't know.
Yeah, I could see like if they do the creator code, Wheels would try to get his cake and eat it too. Like he start a second channel, call himself like Wheelio, and have like a beard, and be like, my creator code is Wheelio this time. So like, and then so that way you get the coin and the creator code too. It's like,
oh yeah.
the wheel still has it, but the other Wheels, his alternative personality. I was like, go ahead, put that in. I like that. I like that. Have the cake on you too. But anyways, so Wheels, just going through your Twitter feed, looking for some controversy on you. What are you getting blamed for a lot of Madden ills? Because you put out a tweet saying, imagine blaming people that make videos for a living for issues in a video game instead of blaming the people that actually make the game. Tell us about this little foray into your imagination.
Oh man. This was some that probably should have just left alone, but like I see it all the time where it's like, oh, it's the YouTubers' fault that Madden sucks. They promote these ebooks and whatever. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, like it seems like people always blame the YouTubers. They're like, oh, it's the game sucks because you spend money on the game. It's like that has nothing to do with anything. This is EA we're talking about. They're a massive company.
It is weird. It's always my faux pas. Like, the community going against the community is good for EA. We got to have a united front about the issues. Like, this whole ebook thing is like, it's the game's bad because people make ebooks. It's a weird, ignorant type of thing that like if everybody was ignorant, this game would be much better. It's like, no, we're not going to stay in the dark ages. That's not how humans progress. If nobody read, then nobody would read how to shoot each other. Like, that's not like, how do you get from one to the other? Like, this is like not how the world works. We can't live in ignorance. Like, we need to be able to find solutions through other means than keeping people ignorant. So I don't like the ebook thing. I don't like the creators opening packs are bad for the game because EA's gonna do it regardless. EA did this before creators did it. So
and then the other thing was people blaming YouTubers for glitches in the game, like exploiting gameplay glitches. It's like, it's out there. EA should fix it. It's not our fault that like we put it out there. People put it out there so that there's more publicity around it, and then hope that EA fixes it. If no one ever talks about it, there's still going to be a bunch of people that uses it. It just gets no publicity.
And the majority of people just be ignorant about it. Be like, well, how are they beating me? I don't know how. They're killing me. Yeah. So like, it's so weird that people want to live in ignorance and just be stupid. But that's life, ain't it? Tex, what do you think about that whole argument about community versus community?
People always want somebody to blame, and I guess we're the easiest target. But I just don't pay them no mind because it's just kind of like they can't explain why we're bad. They just kind of just say you are. So I just kind of just ignore it. It's like, why is this bad? Like, why are we putting this out there? Cause I got accused of was it Sugar Bliss 2 years ago? No, when I first ran into that, like Madden 17.
Okay.
like double A gap. I'm like, delete this video, man. Everybody's running against me. Like, no, it's not like, bro. Like, somebody, now you know how to stop it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Why are you tripping about it? Like, so people are they're just finding other ways to blame. It's like, why are you always siding with management? Why are you not siding with the employees, which is what we are basically? So it's just really weird. It's a really weird thing that they're arguing for. Blame EA for allowing this to happen. Don't blame Wheelz or yourself or myself for putting out something that EA ends up fixing anyway. It's now gonna be on a faster process because now it's more widespread.
Hell yeah! Damn the man, save the empire. That's it. I don't know if anybody's ever seen Empire Records, one of my favorite movies of all time. But I'm right there with you, Tex. Lemon, as a community member, how often are you blaming YouTubers? Is it frequently?
It's easy to blame people putting out ebooks. Sorry, go Fox. It's easy to blame people putting out ebooks when you run in online and you see people putting out cheese. It's kind of like a back and forth thing for me because I mean you can't really like blame the YouTubers for doing it. I mean it's kind of like a source of income, and it's kind of like up to EA to like fix their game. Like if the game's that bad where these things can constantly be made and constantly like all these exploits like around the clock. In terms of glitches, I'm kind of like split on that too, because as for like uploading them, I guess it's like a risk versus reward. I think the only time uploading glitches turns bad is when EA can't get it together and they can't fix it. So then you have all these people running this stuff online that's rampant, and EA can't fix it, and the game gets completely toxic. Like when the DC glitch came out, like last year, like the year before last, I think, and people were running that for like, was it like a month or two before EA could finally patch it? And
Once
so
it got-
that
it-
was
it
kind of toxic.
It was out for months. Once it was made public, it got fixed within 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I mean, and that's like the good situation of it too, though, is like if you put it out on blast and EA can actually fix it, then it's a good thing because it's like, oh, hey, it was really bad for 2 weeks after this went public, right? Because then everybody was doing it, but it got so bad where that's what EA focused on, and then they completely just got rid of it for good, and now the game's better for everybody. So it's kind of like you sacrifice like a week or two of like completely toxic gameplay to make it better in the long run. So that's when it's good. I think it's only bad when EA can't fix it, and then you just have people running like glitches for weeks and months on end, which I don't think has honestly happened too much. Normally EA is pretty good when it comes to fixing stuff that's like really broken.
Yeah,
it takes them a little bit, but
like I got heat for putting out that motion freeze glitch that had been out for months. That I see more and more people running, and then like literally 2 weeks later, it was fixed out of the game, and I'm like, well, nobody's ever gonna say thank you for that, but I guess you're welcome.
Yeah, and I mean, like the thing with that too that was weird is like I didn't even really notice it that much. Like before you put out the video, I never saw it, and after you put out the video, like I don't play too much head to head, but I didn't really notice it in my time. And when I did, it didn't even really matter. Like I was just like, okay, like this is what they're doing. Like,
yeah, like
but it wasn't like everybody I played was doing it.
I literally showed the same video. Here's how you stop it. Here's how you can intercept that. Here's how you fight it. So like,
yeah,
there are counters to that kind of shit too. So if people are running it, but like the video's not out there and you don't know how to stop it, then it's even worse.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I personally like about how like when you upload those is you show how to stop it. So it's kind of like an even force. Like if you were to just upload it and be like, here's the glitch, okay, go have fun, that'd be a little bit bad because then like not that many people would know how to stop it. But the fact that you kind of show how to stop it too is pretty good. And I think it kind of helps put a little bit of a balance on it before EA can fix it, which is good.
My videos don't do very well. Even when I put out game-breaking glitches, they don't do very well. What I should do is leave it and not put out a stop, and then the next day upload the stop. So that way,
there you go.
Get double.
Make them both 10 minutes.
Stop. Yeah, there it is. Bring it back in. That's how you really win a big
That's a
fish.
tease right
there. Yeah, hell yeah. Cliffhanger. But anyways, yeah, I'm surprised how bad my video, like, literally meta-breaking videos. Like, they're just like, oh, here's 10,000 views. I'm like, oh, that's okay, I guess. But I gotta work at my thumbnails. Anyways, I'm not gonna
I think it's just better to do this shit though, because sometimes I swear if you send somebody some information about what some issues going on, I don't think they actually do their due diligence or their job and forward it to the rest of the team. Like I think they hope you forget. Like that laissez-faire attitude is like hope you forget eventually. Because like there's some stuff that I've sent out that in DMs that just doesn't get done, and then I have to go on a public campaign, and it actually gets fixed at that point.
Yeah, I literally sent that disconnect glitch to EA in Madden 16.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get patched till 18 when somebody put out a video on it.
Yeah, so I feel like you'll send it to somebody, oh, thank you for feedback, and they just never get around to actually handing it off because whether it's incompetence or negligence, like they just don't do their job. I remember like when I was trying to get Marquette King speed up in like, was it Madden 15? Because he had like 67 speed, which made no sense.
Okay.
I sent DMs to everybody. Nobody got back to me. Then I did my fucking campaign. And then eventually, I think, I don't even know who saw the tweet. It was some other guy, and he finally ended up giving him the speed he was supposed to have.
Good, yeah.
He's got to put pressure on people, man, because like they don't do anything behind closed doors. Like you hope they do, but you never know. So if there's a video out there, and then enough people are sending it to them, and eventually they'll finally respond. Because I guess if they think only a few people know about it, it's not prioritized on the list of things to fix. So keep doing what y'all do, man. Keep exposing these games.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, like with enough community sentiment, it gets up and gets because like if there's an issue in the game, it's like any software, any game. Like if there's an issue in the game, but nobody's using it, it's not found, then they're not going to spend the resources to fix it. Until it's found and enough people are using it. That's when they'll have to spend the resources. So it's good that we keep them on the toes. I don't know what else about Kralo's podcast we're going to talk about, like token sets. I mean, we've talked about those before. That's not a big deal. Rex's comments, Tex, you had questions on over 100 stats, and he said, what did he say again about over 100 stats, Tex?
Doesn't know if it works, basically. So
yeah,
that's why
true.
I don't have it.
But yeah, I mean, overall, good podcast. Lemon, did you remember anything about Kralos that you had to talk about? That you want to talk about at all?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't have anything else for the podcast. Anything else you guys want to say before we wrap it up? Any other topics on your mind? Wheelz?
No, I think we're good.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts on 19 and your plans for the summer with YouTube?
Just 19. Just gonna coast the rest of the way. Probably.
We're all kind of in that mode, yeah.
Yeah, I'll still upload 19 stuff every once in a while, or hopefully every day still. Just keep myself going until 20. Keep the little whatever momentum there is until 20. But
I feel like you're still killing it though on YouTube.
Yeah, it's it is what it is. Just we'll see what content comes out, but probably just gonna do my series and then hope wait for Madden 20 news. We should be getting Madden 20 news pretty soon, I would think. So yeah, just looking forward to Madden 20.
Yeah, that should be good. That should be fun. Like, how much are you gonna do? Like every single piece of news that comes out about Madden 20, you gonna accumulate it, or what's your strategy for 20 news?
I'll probably just whatever comes out. Probably just put out news videos on it. Not not gonna do 10 minutes if it's not necessary. Really. Sometimes I go on rambles and rants, and it just happens that way. But if it's just like 2 things, I'll probably just make a quick video about it, put it out.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
That's probably the plan.
Yeah. How about you, Lemon? You gonna keep playing Madden through the summer?
Probably not too much. I'll probably check out after the draft promo and then just like come back occasionally and see. Normally summer blockbusters is pretty cool, so like I'll come back for that. And like if they have any big promos, I mean, really, we don't have like any like weekly content really anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of them like stretching out the promos to go for like 3 weeks, like what they did with Team MVPs, making that go like what was it, like almost 2 months. Like that was kind of wild. So if they continue like that kind of like flow where they just have one thing that they're releasing and they spread it out over like the whole course of a month and it's literally like the same exact thing, then yeah, it's not really going to be too interesting.
I gotcha.
So
yeah, what about you, Tex? Tex, what plans for the summer you got?
Retirement?
Are you giving up on YouTube, Tex?
Nah, I'm gonna be just probably. I'm gonna do my 2-month sabbatical like I always do. Then just go. I'm going to Vegas in June, so and then I'm just gonna come back in August. See y'all then. It's gonna be a weird podcast. It's gonna be like, what are you doing, Tex? You playing Madden? Nah, man, I've been out here doing nothing. Just working out, eating protein, fucking eating greens, lifting. That's all I've been doing.
This is the weekend, the year Tex goes healthy, right?
I mean, trying to, man. Trying to get this pull up.
But the road to pull-ups is your new series. Are you gonna start vlogging?
Yes, the plan. I got me a new camera on the way, so we'll be out here vlogging pretty soon.
You better.
It's gonna be the worst thing ever. It's gonna be just on camera trying to do a pull every single day. Nope, not today. Nope, not today. Nope, not today. And eventually we'll hit that hoe.
I feel like that's gonna be a killer. I feel like that could really pop on YouTube. Just like weird things, just sometimes pop.
I know, right? I know you never know. So I'm also going to try. So my camera will be here on Thursday. So expect the video about that on Friday, probably.
All right, fair enough. I love it. All right, that's it for the pod, though. Tex, you want to take us out?
Yes, sir. That's the podcast, episode 163. Thank you to Wheelz. Thank you to Lemon for being on today. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys are following us on YouTube, be sure to leave a like on the video. If you guys are listening to us on the Apple Store, leave a review, subscribe, and then unsubscribe, and then resubscribe. That way our numbers go up. And we'll see you guys next week with hopefully the draft reaction. And hopefully it won't be as fireworky as this. Hopefully EA makes up and does good for the Blitz events and the ratings on these draft players. If not, you'll hear it all next week. So see y'all then.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye.